He hadn't slept in 6 months. Not a nap, not a minute. His eyes were open, but nothing behind them was still working. His doctors had no idea what was killing him, and neither did he. But I did. I was there. I'm always there. The paperwork on this one, though, unusual. His name was Michael Cork, music teacher, Illinois, 40 years old, healthy enough to argue with a piano about tempo. Then one night in 1991, he couldn't sleep. Fine, everyone has those nights. Then the next night. And the one after that. Michael kept showing up to work, kept correcting his students' fingering, kept marking sheet music, kept pretending the walls weren't breathing. They were. He just wasn't supposed to tell anyone yet. Here's the thing about fatal familial insomnia. And yes, that name means exactly what it sounds like. It doesn't take your sleep suddenly. It dismantles it, methodically, like a professional, like someone who's done this before and knows exactly how long each part takes. Around 40 families in the world carry the genetic mutation that causes it. 40, that's not a disease, that's a guest list. The mutation sits on the PRNP gene. One wrong protein, that's all. That single misfolded prion begins destroying a structure in the brain called the thalamus. When the thalamus starts going dark, sleep doesn't just become difficult, it becomes impossible, permanently. And the body, confused and burning, just keeps going, running hotter and faster with nowhere to stop. 18 months. That's the average runway. 4 stages. Same order every time. Stage 1. The insomnia starts. Panic attacks, sweating, the heart hammering at nothing in particular. Michael's wife noticed he was losing weight. He was exhausted but wouldn't lie down. Stage 2. 6 months in. The hallucinations begin. Not gentle confusion, vivid, physical, relentless. Some patients see family members who aren't there. Some hear sounds from rooms that don't exist. Some develop phobias out of nowhere, like the brain is grabbing at anything it can to explain why it feels like it's on fire. Michael began losing track of conversations. He'd be speaking and then just stop, not forget the word. Leave the sentence entirely. I'd call this the cruelest stage. I've seen a lot of cruelty. I know what it looks like. Stage 3. The body is still upright, but the person is not fully inside it anymore. Total inability to sleep. Michael stopped being able to function. He stopped being Michael. His colleagues at the school, the ones who remembered him correcting quarter notes with a red pen and arguing passionately about Brahms. They visited. Some of them came once and didn't come back. Now imagine you are Michael Cork, 9 months in. You are sitting in a chair in a room that smells like hospital antiseptic and your own overheated skin. Stage 4 doesn't need a description. It just needs a date. Michael Cork died in October 1993. He was 42 years old. He had been completely sleepless for 6 months. Doctors didn't know what had killed him until after the autopsy. When they looked at his thalamus, it was riddled with holes, literally, spongiform degeneration. The prion had eaten through it like something had been living there. Researchers at the University of Bologna, who had been tracking FFI in Italian families since the 1980s, confirmed the diagnosis posthumously. 6 months without a single second of sleep. Michael Cork, the music teacher who cared about tempo, died in perfect silence. Now, I told you this was a guest list. 40 families. Genetic, hereditary. You don't have the gene, you're not on the list. Except, there is a second version. Sporadic fatal insomnia, SFI. No family history, no gene required. It appears, rarely, but it appears, in people with no connection to those 40 families. No warning, no inheritance. A spontaneous prion malfunction, same destruction, same stages, same ending. Any person, any age. The documented cases are few, but they exist. Researchers at the National Prion Disease Pathology Surveillance Center have confirmed them. People who went to sleep normally one night woke up a little tired and found themselves on the same road as Michael Cork, without any reason, without any explanation, without the one cold comfort that genetics at least offers, which is someone to blame. You can't test for it in advance. You can't prevent it. There is no treatment that works. No drug, no procedure, no intervention that has successfully stopped or slowed FFI or SFI in a living patient. Scientists have tried. Sedatives don't work. Anesthesia doesn't produce real sleep. Vitamin supplements, dietary changes, experimental compounds, none of it. The prion doesn't negotiate. Professionally speaking, and I have been doing this for a very long time, what makes this one memorable isn't just the death. It's the duration. 180 days of absolute consciousness, of being awake inside a body that is systematically destroying itself, of watching your own mind dissolve in real time, and being unable to go unconscious for even a moment of relief. Most of what I deal with is fast. A battle, a fever, a final hour. This is 18 months of the final hour, repeated, with no pause button. Michael Cork didn't die because he stopped sleeping. He died because his brain was physically prevented from ever sleeping again, from the inside, by one wrong protein. That's the whole mechanism. One misfolded protein, in one gene, in one person. That's the gap between the life he had and the death he got. I collected his soul in October 1993. He was calm by then. He had been somewhere else for a while already. The doctors who finally identified what killed him named it, classified it, published it, added it to the literature. And somewhere in those 40 families, in Italy and Germany and the United States, people who carry the mutation live their lives, raise their children, and wonder sometimes which decade it will happen in. And somewhere outside those 40 families, in no particular country, in no particular body, the sporadic version is waiting, without a name, without a history, without a warning. The music teacher from Illinois just wanted to sleep. He never got to. That's this file closed. Next time, a disease the ancient Romans called the fire of St. Anthony that made entire villages go mad in a single week, convinced they were burning alive from the inside while their limbs fell off around them. Ergot poisoning. I was busy that century. Don't eat the bread.